So yes, Lauren Groff, Groff NetWorks. 15 years ago, I started Groff NetWorks, and through all that, I think I have one idea that I want to bring here tonight, and that is, how can we care more? How can we go above and beyond? It sounds like sleep education would be very helpful. So looking at the beginning of the hiring cycle, when we really have a hole in the business, we need to fill it. Otherwise, mama's not going to be happy because you're going to be showing up late, and everyone's working hard because you don't have that skill filled. So we start with finding the skill. We have a skill, we found somebody, they've done X very well, and so we need to get them. We need to get them in that seat so that they can produce for us. But what happens when we just hire for skill is, we know this very well, they're not going to be a fit culturally. Eventually, you're going to have somebody in that seat that's not going to be a fit for the organization. So we have to develop, what are our values? What do we really want to see in place in our organization? And we're not talking about inspirational cat posters here. Integrity is a great value, and that's part of the recipe, I think, if I can harken back to the last one, but it doesn't help you define what the business needs and wants and is building as a people. And what I see as culture is, what are the values personified? The values of the business that you want and are building personified in a person. So if you can align who you're hiring, their skill, and their values up, then you have a good fit. And we all know what happens when you don't have a good fit. They're actually a D player, especially if they're highly skilled. They're so highly skilled that they can't, you can't talk to them about anything. And if your value is humble, guess what? You're going to have a big problem. Okay, so we have the skill, we have the culture, now we have somebody in the seat, but we still treat them like a robot. Like they don't have broader needs: mind, body, soul. So we got to look at what that looks like to go above and beyond just a few benefits, because we are dealing with people. They are multifaceted. Many, many pieces inside us, inside what the soul and mind and body are doing. We got to think about that because it affects how people are showing up. So how do we care? How do we go above and beyond caring for the basics? Okay, we're paying them, they're giving us work, great. But if we want to really be able to improve the performance, we got to think beyond just the benefits. And we're also talking about beyond the fun, because foosball, ping pong, and beanbags are great, especially in a high-stress, high-paced environment, but that is only superficial. So let's go a little bit deeper. The line between person and professional, the personal and the professional, that line is an illusion. That dichotomy is really hard to nail down. It's like nailing Jell-O to a wall. The personal is going to affect the professional. Take an example of someone who has childhood trauma and it triggers inadequacy in them. They're not going to lean into a teamwork setting and challenge something because they might feel rejected or not up to the challenge to what's going on. So you're going to be limited there. And what is fit for duty really? So if somebody has a mom, let's say, and she's about to go into surgery, but he's got issues with digestion and he can't eat anything, he's not going to be able to show up, and he's real anxious and in ball for a week and a half until that surgery happens. We're talking about issues that are below the waterline. We can only see what their performance is above the water, and that's what we can address. But can we provide more to be able to look at what's under the water? Can we provide more for that mental health, for that social and spiritual? And you can't make them drink water, you can't make the horse drink water, but you can provide more water, more opportunities to get that ability to heal and to work on themselves in therapy and the like. Are we talking about a personal trainer? Sure, let's start there. Physical, great. But we're going deeper. What does mental health and spiritual health look like without crossing professional lines in the other way where you can't make them do anything, right? We got to stay legal, but we can provide for that sort of assistance. And we at Groff NetWorks, we have had this past year, like 3 incidences where if we could they're great performers when they're performing, but we were having challenges. And so we've taken steps, I think it was this week we finally got it started. It's been on our wish list for a couple of years, but we've employed workplace chaplains to be one of those partners as we step in this. And so that's my challenge here tonight. What are the next steps that you can take in your businesses, in your departments, to better care, more fully care for the greater needs? It's in the name of teamwork. It's not easy. It's not butterflies and unicorns, but it's well worth investing in that. Thank you.